Nam, bila shaka yote Sagini, ikiwa ni siku ya Jumatatu tofauti tulivyozoea. Mara mingi huwa tunafanya siku ya Ijumaa, lakini kwa leo tunabadilisha mitabendi na kuingia katika siku ya Jumatatu ya tarehe 8 mwezi Novemba mwaka 2021. Karibu sana katika mpango mzima wa Walk with Sagini live show. Leo tunazungumzia basi limbukeni wa pili katika ligi kuu soka nchini Kenya. Nazungumzia Talanta FC ambao wamejitosa katika ligi hii kwa mara yao ya kwanza baada ya kuibuka kidedea msimu uliopita katika ligi ya daraja la pili nchini msimu jana. Je, msimu huu wameanzaje? Na je, msimu huu wanapania kufanya nini? Kwa hayo na mengine mengi, mtazamaji, ni baada ya pumziko fupi, nikiwa na wageni wangu ambaye ni Wanjiru Mahihu, ambaye huyu ndiye mwenyekiti wa klabu cha Talanta FC pamoja na kocha wa Talanta FC, unamzungumzia Ken Kenyatta. Je, kulikoni pale Talanta FC? Kwa hayo na mengine mengi, mtazamaji, basi ni baada ya kupasha misuli moto. Bila shaka inaitwa Talanta mtaani, mtazamaji, na ndio maana basi klabu cha Talanta FC wapo nami ndani ya mkao wa leo kuweza kuzungumzia basi mambo kemkem, manake timu hii ambayo inashiriki ligi kuu ya Kenya kwa mara ya kwanza kabisa, mambo yanakuwa ni mazuri. Unaona wageni wangu upande wa pili amekaa pale chini, kocha wa klabu cha Talanta FC Ken Kenyatta pamoja na chairperson wake ambaye ni mwenyekiti wa klabu cha FC Talanta. Amepiga pamba safi, amevalia jezi ambayo ni nzuri, alafu nyuma yake pia kuna mpira na pia kuna jezi ambayo inanifurahisha kweli kweli. Asante sana kwa kutenga muda kujumuika nasi kwa leo. Welcome, many thanks for making time for us this evening, Kenyatta and Wanjiru. Nasema asante sana. Kwanza kabisa tuanzie hapo.
Nashukuru.
Alright, bila shaka mtazamaji, kama una kauli ama alright. Mtazamaji, kama una usemi, if you have any kind of question, any kind of comment, kindly channel it through our YouTube, our Twitter handles, that is at Jason_Sagini, at Njoroge_Dennis2, and use always the hashtag WalkWithSagini. Nianze, let me start with coach or chair. Okay, let me start with the coach. Ken, I'm on you. Yeah. As
yes,
kickstart this interview. Now, last season mlishiriki ligi ya Betika National Super League na mkaibuka viongozi wa ligi ya daraja la pili humu nchini. How was last season for you in the Betika NSL?
Betika NSL, it was a tough league, and obvious worldwide it's a tough league. We struggled at some point. We enjoyed. Then finally we were in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How can you rate the performance last season?
And
how can you rate the performance last season up to from day one season to the last day?
Okay, when you have proper planning, when you plan well, everything will just go smooth. But when you don't plan well, things will not move smooth. If I check the last season and this season, this is another level. Where this is a top flight league, you cannot compare with NSL league. So this one needs a proper planning than NSL. Yeah.
All right. Kindly, unaweza maanake hatukuoni sura kocha wangu. Okay, safi hapo kabisa, iko sawa kabisa. Wacha nipitie jumbe mbili kabla ya kwenda mbali. I can see Kaka Charles anasema keep up the good work, asante sana. Wadha Iminza wa Kirongoi anasema tuned in all the way from Dubai. Thank you very much all those viewers who are watching on Facebook and also on YouTube live. Now let's go to the president herself, Wanjiru Mahihu. Wanjiru, as the chair, when the season started, this season, I believe you had targets. And so far, Talanta FC has played a a total of 6 games, won 2 games, drawn 3 games, and lost 1 game. Now, at the beginning of the season, every team has its targets and its objectives. Does the performance so far go hand in hand with the targets that you had at the beginning of the season before match day 1?
Actually, first of all, let me just thank you for giving us this platform. We are grateful, because we're able to express ourselves on this platform as FC Talanta. We have come through NSL, which was very grueling for us, especially the last 7 matches. It was very difficult. We had a very good team led by Ken Kenyatta. He has gone flat out, through thick and thin. He's been able to actually take us up to the Premier League, and his technical bench as well. We can't forget them also, and it's to get into KPL is not easy because of several reasons, which I'm sure we are going to get through that at some point. We'll probably hit that topic.
All right, asante sana kwa hilo. Nakwenda kwa jina la Wanjiru Mahihu, ambaye ni mwanamke pia bomba katika masuala ya michezo, hasa kwenye ulingo wa soka, mtazamaji. Kwa hiyo usimuone mwanamke kudhani kwamba hawezi kuwa mmojawapo wa washikadau wakuu ama one of the biggest stakeholders in the Kenyan football industry. Now, Ken, rate your first 6 games. Chair ametoka kuzungumzia kwamba si rahisi kuingia kwenye ligi kuu. It's not easy to come into the Premier League, and also it's not also easy to maintain the status of participating in the top tier league. Now, in the first 6 games that you already played, you as the coach, you as the teacher, you as the driver of the team, rate your first 6 games in the debut season.
Okay, the first 6 matches. I think for me, I think it's a brilliant performance, because being the first time in the Kenya Premier League, and my players, I'm using the players who are not known by the KPL league players, the characters who are playing in the Kenya Premier League. So for me, I think it's a good performance according to the team coming to the Kenya Premier League for the first time. And again, we need to improve as time goes by, game by game. By the end of the day, when the league is going to catch up the rhythm of the league, then we are going to be in a good position, God willing.
Alright, mtazamaji, kama huku unafahamu, basi klabu hiki cha FC Talanta kinajiunga kwa mara ya kwanza. It's their debut season in the top tier league, that is the FKF Premier League this season. Currently, they lie at position 9 with 9 points after 6 rounds of matches. Amini semeni kwamba mambo ambayo anayafanya pale ni mambo makubwa. Now, to Madam Chair now, because I had to start from a bit higher, because that's where we currently are, then move on to the past, how you transformed the team, how it started until now, what are the future plans. So those are just some of the few things we're going to discuss on the show tonight. Now, as a lady in sports and in football, to be specific, there is somebody somewhere who doesn't know who Wanjiru is. Maybe it's the first time he or she is seeing you. Maybe it's the first time he or she is hearing about you in sports. Now, can you give us a brief history about Wanjiru Mahihu? Who is Wanjiru in terms of sports in the country?
Okay. Goodness, I don't know where to start. But anyway, I'll start from somewhere, maybe in the middle or something, yeah? Okay. I joined sports. First of all, I'm not a sports person, yeah? And I joined sports on the board of FC Talanta, which was a board that was being set together by Kenya Academy of Sports, Communication Authority of Kenya, and UNICEF. And they wanted a corporate person, and they needed a gender balance. Yeah, so I came on that ground, and I came in to purely bring in corporate presence, and and through that I learned sports. Yeah, so maybe I'm the late bloomer. So so we walked a very long journey with them, and tried to put in corporate structures, and through that we have made the club grow. That was about, I can say, about 6 years ago, when they elected me to be the chair, and I thought that they don't know what they're doing, because I was like, you guys must be mad. But we put in the corporate structures, put in, because that's my strength. My strength is more in administration. So the corporate background is very, very strong. And in FC Talanta. And I think that's one of the things that has actually propelled us to where we are today. Just having proper corporate governance and proper corporate structures. So, and a proper way of recruiting. We have committees where we have an HR committee. Which is led by one of the board of directors. So even the directors who are put on the board actually come in with strength. Like, for example, if you're a technical director, you come in with the technical support. If you are a director of communication, that unit is actually held in with a proper corporate person, and we don't interfere into each other's spaces. So we're very corporate led. And I think that's one of the things that has helped us come from when we used to play in division and quickly of coming right up to the KPL.
All right. Now, my director, Mr. Dennis Njoroge, is tweeting and asking me here on WhatsApp.
Yes.
Did Wanjiru amewahi kuwa mchezaji wa soka hapo mbeleni? Yani, have you ever played football in the past maybe?
First of all, hi, Mr. Director. In fact, I used to be last in sports. Let me be very honest, because I know my classmates, wherever they're watching me, they're like, Wanjiru. No. But I believe in sports, we all have something to contribute. Everybody has something in the sector that they can contribute. If you're good in HR, you can enter a sports league and actually skills to be able to provide your skills and do that. And I came into the sports sector from an admin point of view and a business point of view, where we managed to, so we're working very, let me not take you so fast, because as sometimes our corporateness can take you from 0 to 100, but we are working towards making sustainable and using sustainable resources that can take us to the next level.
All right. Bwana Ken Kenyatta, kocha wangu, Wanjiru Mahihu ametoa brief intro yake, ametaja kwamba yeye, I can get it from her, she's more into corporate, but for you now, you are more into the pitch itself. Now, for somebody that who doesn't know who is Ken Kenyatta, because me, I know you as a goalkeeper, former FC Leopards and a former Harambee Stars, but there's somebody somewhere who doesn't know who is Ken Kenyatta. He's hearing, or probably she's hearing you for the first time, and he's maybe seeing you on screen for the first time. So can you kindly give us a brief intro about you in football?
Okay. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to express myself. First of all, I've got to say that I started playing football when I was 8 years. So you get, like, here in Kenya, the structures. Before, we used to have youth program for nurturing the young talent. So I was nurtured from 8 years, when I was 8 years. So I went to school up to Form 4. I went to Form 5, Form 6, and then I did my accounts. I was working with the Kenya Postal Corporation as an accountant. Then I used to work at the same time. I used to play football. I used to play for the national team, and while I'm working, so after leaving playing football, then I changed to be a coach. So I went for training as a coach. I've done CAF C, CAF B, CAF A, and I've done the international coaching course, and I've also done the instructor course in Cameroon. So this is the Ken Kenyatta that you're talking about, who is expressing himself, what you wanted to know about me. And then myself, I think I have 3 kids, and I'm 51 years old.
Wow.
My firstborn is 18, secondborn is 17, thirdborn is 16. Both of them, they are in high school, and one is in the university right now. So that is Ken Kenyatta you want to know about. Again, now coming to football, I have 2 kids who are footballers. One is a midfielder and one is a striker. So one is in Upper Hill Secondary, and the other one is Nairobi Milimani, and the other one is in CTech University. I used to coach Ushuru. I'm the one who started Ushuru FC. I'm the one who looked for the sponsorship for Kenya Revenue Authority. I coached the team from Super League. I won the cup. From Super 2, I won the cup. I qualified to the Super League. I won the cup. I qualified to NSL. I qualified to NSL. I won the cup. I came to the Kenya Premier League. The first time I played, I finished top 11. The second time I was in the Kenya Premier League, I was top 8. And then the third, I dropped from the Kenya Premier League. And now the team I have, and I have my own team that I have an academy. It's called FC Boca Junior. They play in the league. They play in county league. And now I took FC Talanta last year. And the team now is in the Kenya Premier League. I played 6 matches, won 2, drawn 3, and lost 1. And this is the Ken Kenyatta that you wanted to know about. Thank you.
Alright, bila shaka historia ndefu ambayo inafurahisha, inapendeza, na nafurahia kwamba wanawe wawili wanacheza soka. Kwa hiyo ni familia ambayo imelelewa na baba mzazi ambaye pia naye anazidi kuwapa madini na kuwapa mafunzo katika ulimwengu wa soka. Mtazamaji, nisome jumbe zako mtazamaji, na kuona kuna huyu ambaye anakwenda kwa jina la Edwin David, anasema kazi nzuri Sagini, getting you loud and clear. Asante sana. Journalist John Makala anasema mdahalo wa kipekee. Asante sana. Yani an interview which is very exciting. Faith Katio Munyoki anasema Ken, congratulations, keep it up.
Thank you.
Evans Kimida anasema askofu niko ndani. Asante sana. I'm taking a short commercial break, but when I come back I want us to talk about how the name Talanta FC came up and when the club was formed. Then after that we go into this season and then tackle a few questions about management and also about corporate, because that's where our chair Wanjiru majorly lies on. This is Walk with Sagini, live on Facebook and YouTube. My name is Jason Sagini, the Sports Archbishop. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
Right. If you are just joining us right now, dear viewer, this is Walk with Sagini live show on Facebook and YouTube. The show normally runs every Friday at 8 p.m. But today we are doing something different because this is one of the exclusives on a Monday evening, on a Monday night football. We talk Kenyan football. Specifically, we are talking about FC Talanta, the newbies in the FKF Premier League, being their debut season after winning the NSL last season. Now, Madam Chair, I've just talked about the name Talanta FC. Now, can you tell us when the team was formed and how the name Talanta came up, because I'm assuming in Swahili, Talanta means talent. Now, how did Talanta, the name Talanta, come about?
Okay. First of all, I don't know if I'm taking you too far back in history, but what happened is there was a organization called NITA, which then became the Kenya Academy of Sports. Yeah. And now from there, they started forming organizations which, actually, let me call them organizations, which would pick Kenyan talent and take them from the grassroots all the way to into the upmarket sort of premier academies and expose talent, expose Kenyan talent, youth talent from underprivileged foundations. Yeah. So, and it was not necessarily in football. It came from music to arts to film. And they were able to do that through the support of UNICEF, Kenya Secondary School Heads Association, Kenya Academy of Sports, and the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Sports. So they were able to bring all those organizations where they'd use each other's talents to, even them, use each other's talents and their resources to be able to acclimatize all these kids and bring them out into the different fields. And FC Talanta happened to be one of the ones that really succeeded. Yeah. So, it succeeded and it went out there, and they ended up bringing out, like, they have three very successful players in Sweden who went through the training and the academy and everything, and they ended up being taken by scouts. Yeah. One of the things that I truly believe in, and being in FC Talanta, and I've seen the talent, and sometimes we don't merge our resources and our different sectors within the sports fraternity. Where I can say, Ken, Kenyatta, you have an academy. I have an opportunity to send maybe 4 players into Switzerland. I should be able to do that. And we don't have that network. And I believe that all networks to build a network is how you're going to promote Kenyan sports. Not to keep fighting each other and then saying we're shutting this down and we're shutting that down. And I believe that sports is a network of fraternity. And whether it is not just, I just happen to work in FC Talanta, but I've really seen the amount of potential and the amount of wastage that comes into in the sports sector. People are not talking to each other, talking at each other. Our athletes can actually, they are our flagship people. Look at how well we did 2 days ago. Yeah. And we don't all have to be sportsmen to become sports leaders. Everybody has a part to play within the sector. And that's how I think let me bring in my talent, which is, I can bring in my talent of business development. You can bring in your talent, Sagini, in journalism, and we can merge, and Kenyatta can bring in his talent, because no one can do this thing alone. The industry is too big and it has so much potential. Kenya has a lot of potential, and we are just not exploiting it.
Right. Now, Ken, Madam Chair has just talked about talent and as the intro you just gave, you have a very long history and a very deep history in Kenyan football, being a former AFC Leopards goalkeeper, being a former Harambee Stars goalkeeper, and you've coached a lot of teams, and you just mentioned that Ushuru FC wewe ndiye ambao ulianzisha, na mwisho ukishiriki ligi kuu soka Kenya ilikuwa ni mwaka 2016, miaka 5 iliyopita, ukikufunzi Ushuru FC. 5 years missing in action in the top tier league, and now you are back with a new team. What does it mean?
That everyone will see the work that I'm doing, and he has to recommend it, because if you are doing a good job, you don't take a long time to explain. That means you have not done it. But what you have done, everyone is seeing. You don't need to explain what you have done. They already know. So what I can say, it is that it's a plus, maybe for me and my fans and the entire football fraternity. So I think I'm happy that I'm in the Premier League. So I'm trying to see if I can make it to finish a better position in the league, because every team is a tough team. So I need to plan and replan so that I can get a good position in the Kenya Premier League.
Right. Na unapozungumzia hilo bwana Ken Kenyatta, kocha wa klabu cha FC Talanta, mtazamaji, ni kwamba hivi majuzi tu katika raundi ya 4 ya ligi kuu soka Kenya alitajwa kuwa kocha bora wa wiki, ikiwa ni wiki ya 4, coach of the week, that is Ken Kenyatta. And I also want to say congratulations, and may you also go on and on to win the coach of the month and also coach of the season. Who knows? Anything is possible in football, na mpira huduma, mtazamaji. Kweli kabisa. Sasa nije kwake bado nisalia hapo kwako Ken, uniambie msimu jana mmeshinda ligi ya NSL na mkaingia katika ligi kuu soka. Labda nafasi ya kwanza huwa kuna kile ambacho alikifanya, alafu pia the one who is placed last, the one who is placed middle table also has his or her own reasons as to why he didn't make it to the top tier league, and the first position also has the reasons as to why he made to the Premier League. Now for you, you as the coach, what do you think made the leap for Talanta FC to make it to the Premier League?
Okay, first and foremost, what you need to know, it is a proper management. It starts from the board of FC Talanta. It starts from the office, then it comes to the technical bench, then it goes to the players. So when the board members are organized, executive committee of FC Talanta, when they are organized, the technical bench is organized. Then the technical bench, they organize the team where we go down to the players. So we plan. Then when you want to win the league, you must have a good technical bench. Then you must have a good office. So for me, I thank my office that they gave me the opportunity and they gave me support. That is why I qualified to the Kenya Premier League. So whoever was last, all on the middle, all number 4, it happens. Even in class, not all who will pass. There's the last, there is the second, there's the first. So it goes in that order, because everyone wants to pass, but it's unfortunate that not all who can pass. And even you check your 5 fingers, they are not the same. There's one which is taller and the other one is shorter. So that is how things are.
Yeah.
Very
right, hapo. And I want to believe that Madam Chair, when Ken Kenyatta took over FC Talanta, he was previously at Ushuru, and so far I believe he has been under FC Talanta for a bit, 1 season, and now the 2nd season. I believe there's something that you saw in him that made you say, you know what, Ken Kenyatta, come and be our coach. Now let me start with Ken. Ken, what did FC Talanta use to lure you to go and be their coach? Yani ni kitu gani ambacho kilifanya kamba kikakushawishi ujiunge na FC Talanta kutoka Ushuru?
I think it's a good question. First of all, I left Ushuru. I stayed out for 1 year and 6 months. So when I went to Talanta, I'd already stayed out for 1 year and 6 months. When I went to Talanta, you see, as a coach, you cannot choose a team to coach. If you are a teacher, you cannot choose the school where you're going to teach. It is that where you have gotten the chance, you go and teach. You get. So I was given that chance, and I took it with my 2 hands to perform, so that initially people used to say that Ushuru used to perform very well because there is a lot of money in Ushuru. I took Talanta to prove to the Kenyans that it's not the money that plays, or it's not the money that coaches the team. It's the person that does the job to perform. So I think now they cannot talk about money. It is the job that has to be done to be seen. Yeah, thank you.
All right, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Yes, I'm coming right there to how you got Ken. Now, what did you see in Ken? Why only Ken Kenyatta, not? Because I understand there are so many other coaches who can coach FC Talanta, but you only specifically went for Ken Kenyatta. Why only Ken Kenyatta? What did you see in him?
Let me take you back a little bit. One of the things we do a rigorous what do you call it? Recruitment. We don't just pick you from rumors of the road. Yeah. At you coach ni mzuri, so we just take you. Yeah. So our technical director actually, and his team went out and they looked for a coach that could take us to the next level, because we were tired of we wanted to reach up to greater heights. One of the things you'll know about FC Talanta is that we play for Communication Authority of Kenya, yeah, and they have supported us since 2012. And we needed to prove. They were like, come on guys, when will we reach the Kenya Premier League? When are we getting there? And we said, you know what, guys, we have to pull up our socks, and this is not a joke. Because they sponsor us to the tune of 23 million per year. And that is enough to pay the salaries and to get onto the games. But there's other cost implications, yeah, that, and we're not shy about saying that because that's in the public domain. So we went out and we looked for a proper coach who can be able to put in the team discipline, really push us to the next level. And through the technical bench, the technical director's office, they were able to do that. Yeah. FC Talanta is a club that was formed to bring up the sportsmen of the underprivileged children and or young men these days, and they're able to push them up so that they can get opportunities into other clubs, whether locally or internationally.
Right.
So we have that kind of our systems have to be in place.
All right. You've just touched on your sponsors. That is the Communications Authority of Kenya, who you've just mentioned that they've been supporting you since 2012, and you've even mentioned the sum of money that they give you. Now, I believe that being a corporate club, and corporate clubs in Kenya don't struggle. The likes of KCB, the likes of Tusker FC, Posta Rangers, they don't struggle. But in any kind of sponsorship, the kind of money they give you, I believe it's not enough to sustain all that you need as a club in terms of expenses of the players, pitch, referees, what, and so forth, traveling expenses. It's not enough. Now, I would want to understand, how do you channel more cash to make sure that day-to-day activities for the club don't stop, they run smoothly?
It's a struggle. Let me say it's a struggle. And the other day we were lucky to get just before the Premier League. When we entered the Premier League, we managed to get in 10Bet, which is an online betting company. So they have come on board, and they have come on board now to assist us with their sponsorship. That is something we're going to unveil much later. Once we get our logistics in place, we don't like to speak before we can put our house in order. And but we are very grateful that they have come on board, and they want to come in a very big way, in not even in Kenya, but in East Africa and even Southern Africa. So we want to really encourage other people to come on and really support football, and also women's football. I can't emphasize that enough. Women's football is something that is a major sport, and we also don't want to leave out our girls. We believe in also supporting our girl child, and even volleyball, netball, and we'd really like to bring on board other people who can, or other organizations who can support the sports industry. This sport is something, and I'm not just speaking right now about FC Talanta. I'm going to go off topic. Sports is a career for so many youth, and I wish all the organizations and government, and where you feel like, I remember some time back when I joined FC Talanta, we lost a major sponsor because they were saying that this is not good for my brand. But what they were not seeing is the back office. What happens to all the underprivileged people, all the underprivileged young teenagers who maybe you've played sports, like Kenyatta here has just said. He has played sports since he was 8 years old. Yeah. So if he was not helped or sponsored or supported, what would he be Ken Kenyatta today? Maybe not. Maybe not. So if we can be able to support each other and don't just look at your brand. That's a very selfish approach, if you ask me. Yeah. Support, give. If you don't have money, give us even balls, but don't sit there on your corporate high horse, on your corporate high tower, and say, and I'll say this boldly, and I have no apologies to make. Come out there, support Mashanini sports, support academies, support county sports, because this is where our youth are going to get jobs. Otherwise, how are you going to support the children of this nation? And we have to speak this out loudly and speak it out the way it is. Yeah.
All right. Quite a very deep thought there that I think every corporate company in Kenya should take notice and take quick action, because football sports is one of the biggest jobs in Kenya. Before I take the second commercial break, wacha niongee nawe bado Chair Wanjiru, uniambie umegusia kwamba, or Ken earlier on talked about and said that he started playing football at the age of 8 years. And I believe in Europe, in Africa, in South Africa, in African countries like Egypt, Algeria, we have academies. And also, one of the factors in club licensing, it's a requirement for every club in the country, in Africa, in the world, to have club licensing. And one of the factors of club licensing is also to have your own academy, your own team B, to feed the team A. Now, for you, FC Talanta, I don't know how many teams do you have in Talanta in terms of categories? That is, maybe you have under 20, under 17, under 12, because Ken played or started playing at the age of 8. So at FC Talanta, do you have these categories?
Yes, we do. We have a Gakoro Football Club, which is sponsored by UNICEF. So that feeds us through all those different age groups. But let me tell you, one of the things that, you have your major clubs, and you have your major club, which for us is FC Talanta, right? And now we're in the Kenya Premier League. We have partnered with other clubs, which, especially for the younger ones, we did a signing, which you can check, with Agakoro, which fed us now, so that the kids can now come into, that time we were in NSL, But then you find the limitation of funds is very dire. So you find that some of these academies still need funding. That's why I'm appealing to even other organizations, corporate organizations, to come and help, because we are given very hard what are they called? Where we need to meet these obligations. Yet we have a whole team which we need to sustain. I'll give you an example. For us to go to any away match, and for our players to go there on time, be there on time, the players have rested, they're able to train, things like that. You're talking about 35 people, including the staff who have to go with them. We're looking at between 200,000. How do you finish the league plus feed a junior team? Yeah. Some of the CEOs in this country are paid 9 billion shillings per month. I have 23 where I have to feed 35 CEOs. It's not that easy. Plus fueling, insurance, NHIF, NSSF, KRA. And I'm being very honest. Ask any club chair what they have to pay to feed that club per year. Yeah. Plus welfare. Mtu ameifiwa, you have to support. And by the way, I'm not complaining. I'm saying CAK has really, really supported us. But it is the reality.
Right.
It is what it is.
All right. It is what it is. Now, I'll take a short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about one very big coach in Kenya who was part of you guys, but then he left. And then also come to talk about the targets for Coach Ken Kenyatta, and also for you, Madam Chair, and also for the club, long-term plans for the club. What are they? This and much more after this short commercial break. This is Walk with Sagini, live on Facebook and YouTube channel. Bila shaka mtazamaji, na kwamba siku zote kwamba ulemavu Mungu akikupa basi kilema huwa akunyimi na mwendo. Ndio hali ilivyo katika uwanja wa michezo. Mtazamaji, hewani kipindi cha michezo cha Walk with Sagini, nipo na wageni wangu ambaye ni Wanjiru Mahihu, kiti wa klabu cha FC Talanta, pia na kocha wake ambaye ni Ken Kenyatta. We are only remaining with like 10 minutes to wrap up the show, but before that, wacha nisome jumbe mbili tatu kabla ya kufungasha virago. Kuna wengi hapa. Kamila Shida anasema good work dear Jason, asante sana. Jackson Gadero anasema great interview. Alafu pia Kwanya Joshua anasema nimeingia bingwa, asante sana. Nora Khalili anasema tuned in, asante sana. Douglas Ratemo anasema FC Talanta is the only club in the country that is proudly chaired by a lady. Madam, you have proven that even women can lead a men's football club successfully. Kweli kabisa. Kongole kwake Madam Wanjiru. Anasema congratulations FC Talanta. Alafu bado anasema pia Ken, congratulations for being one of the best coaches and also winning coach of the week in match week 4. Sasa nirejea bado kwake Madam Chea kidogo, manake unajua yeye ndiye kiongozi wa klabu, kwa hiyo maswali yake yako mengi zaidi. Madam Chair, you had Ghost Mulee as a technical director, if I'm not wrong. You had
Yes.
former Harambee Stars coach as a technical director. He left for Police FC. One question I would like to know, why did he leave?
I believe people can... Okay, let me start by saying that Ghost Mulee has really successfully helped us he really successfully supported us in FC Talanta. Yeah. He still remains a very good friend of FC Talanta. If he got greener pastures, we will always support him, and we'll continue to seek his advice where available. Yeah. He continues to be part of the FC Talanta family, and we wished him well.
All
We
right.
wished him well where he went.
Now, I know you'll definitely miss his services, because you are clearly saying that you are still friends with him. You wish him well. Now, I understand that you really needed him this season, but then after he went, you will miss his services. Now, who have you potentially replaced him with, or who are you looking up to if you've not replaced him at the moment?
Well, one of the things we did is in FC Talanta is that we build capacity within. So we still have capacity that we will continue to bring up, and they will feel, and we'll be able to tell you that in the near future.
All right. Kwa hiyo tuzidi tegea for some breaking news from you.
Yeah. But right now, we wish Ghost Mulay well. I'm sure he'll do a very good job at police. And yeah, he continues to be part of our family. And yeah.
Bila shaka mtazamaji, ukimwona hapo pembeni ambaye amevalia miwani nyeusi ni former Harambee Stars head coach Jacob Ghost Mulee, ambaye alijiunga na Police FC kama technical director. Amekaa mkoa kule pamoja na kocha wa klabu cha Police FC, unamzungumzia Bobby Ogola, ambaye kijana nimezungumza na team manager wao George Maelo. Mtazamaji, kama alivyosema Chair Wanjiru Mahihu kwamba wanamtakia kila laheri pale Police FC, akaweze kuwa na wakati mwema kule. Nirejea kwake Ken Kenyatta. Tumekutupa sana Ken, by the way. Pole, tumekutupa kidogo.
Hamjanitupa.
All right. Now, as we wind up, I would like to know from you, Ken, what are the targets for you as a coach in this new season? I know before match day 1, you had targets, but now I'll also want to know maybe, does your targets change after 6 rounds of matches, or they still remain the same? And if they still remain the same, what are the targets for you as a coach in this season?
Okay, in this season, what I can say is that every team which is in the Kenya Premier League, every coach will want to win the title. So what I think I plan for one game. I cannot plan for the whole league. I can only plan for one game at a time. So one game at a time until I get there. So no one will not want to be the taking the cup, lifting the cup by the end of the season. So each and everyone is ready for that. So for me, my target is to win one game. Yeah, that is my target.
Right, bila shaka anasema kwamba yeye lengo lake kubwa msimu huu ni kushinda mechi moja baada nyingine, almradi kufikia malengo ya kunyakua ubingwa wa ligi kuu Kenya. Mtazamaji, kama hujafahamu basi msimu huu klabu hiki cha FC Talanta kimecheza mechi sita ndiyo, ikashinda mechi 2, ikatoka sare mechi 2 na ikapigwa mechi 1, na hivi majuzi tu wametoka kumkaba Ulinzi Stars magoli 2-2. Na kama basi hujapata basi matokeo ya FC Talanta msimu huu ni kwamba walianza msimu dhidi ya Wazito, wakatoka sare ya 1-1. Baada ya hapo wakacheza na KCB na kumshikilia na kutoka sare ya 1-1. Baada ya hapo wakamlaza Vihiga Bullets 2-0, kisha wakampiga pia bingwa mtetezi Tusker FC 2-1. Baada ya hapo wakambulia kichapo cha 3-0 dhidi ya Bandari, lakini hivi majuzi weekend imepita siku ya Jumapili wakaweza kutoka sare ya 2-2 na Ulinzi Stars. Mtazamaji, hiyo ndiyo FC Talanta. Kwake mwenyekiti wa klabu hiki cha FC Talanta Wanjiru hii, uweze kuniambia, you as the chairperson of the club, you as the president of the club, what are the long-term plans for Talanta FC beyond this season?
First of all, I am very grateful for where we have reached, because it's been a very long journey and it has taken us a long time. I think we're now grown up enough to start a girls football club under FC Talanta umbrella.
Wow.
And a disability sports arrangement.
Wow.
So we want to support girls and disability sports. And we believe we have the winning formula. And I keep saying, we didn't come here by accident. And we're not visitors. We are here to stay.
Wow.
So we believe that with the right corporate support, we can be able to bring in partners that can do things for us and push us to the next level. I really believe that after this, there's something bigger. And with the right support, we can actually get there. Yes.
All right. Niseme asante sana kwa kutenga muda Wanjiru pamoja na Ken kwa kutenga muda kuzungumza nasi leo jioni. Huwa si rahisi. Wageni wengi ambao nimewaita hapo wanakataa kuitikia mwito, lakini nyinyi mmetikia mwito, mkatoa madini, mkatueleza, mkatuchambulia, mkatuelimisha na pia mkatuweka sawa kuhusiana basi na klabu hiki cha FC Talanta. I want to say a big thank you to you and a big thank you also to you, coach, and to all the fans of FC Talanta. I want to say big thanks to you and your families.
Thank you so much.
So much.
Thank you so much for having us. We don't take it for granted. Thank you for sharing your platform with us. Coaches Asante, and you continue to and you know how we do. Asante.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I'm also appreciating my chairperson.
Yes.
And I think I'm privileged to have a chairperson in the team who understands football. As you see, she said that she didn't play football.
Yeah.
If you check some people who are working so hard and performing, it is those people who did not play football. You see, like Jose Mourinho, the world coach, he did not play football. There's some coaches in Europe, they did not play football, but they are good coaches. So what I can say, the chairperson that we have, she did not play football, but she understands football. So in one way or the other, where there's a lady, things will never go wrong. You get?
Exactly.
So that's why we are comfortable. We cannot complain as we are being well taken care of. And we thank God that we have a chairperson. So everyone will follow that, because it's not easy to have a chair lady in the Kenya Premier League. And now we have one, and we are so proud of her. So you continue doing that to us, please.
All right.
And
Mr.
Sagini, I thank you. Once again, you have given us time, the platform, people could see and hear our views. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.
Thank you so much, Jason. Yeah.
Asante sana mtazamaji, naambiwa siku zote kwamba mtu anayejua kusema neno asante huwa amejawa na busara, na asiyejua kusema neno asante huwa basi amekosa heshima na amekosa utu kama binadamu. Mimi naitwa Jason Sagini, askofu mkuu wa michezo ulimwenguni. Kama ilivyo ada, michezo ni yetu na spoti ni sisi. Kuwa na usiku mwema.